What's up, everyone? Welcome to This Day in Philly Sports History for March 30th, 2023. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Happy opening day. And I don't know what it is. There's just something about opening day. I don't know if it's spring. The weather's going to change. The fact that spring represents rebirth and eternal hope or whatever metaphorical thing you want to get into. But there's something to be said about that when it comes to opening day in baseball. Everybody right now is undefeated. Everybody has hope. Even the Pirates, the Royals, the Nationals, all the Reds, all those teams have hope that the season could turn out. It represents so much, and I get nostalgic because Little League is coming, spring break, and then it was summer, and so the Phils open up today in Texas, which I completely forgot that Jacob deGrom went to the Rangers. So today's going to be a tough game to start the season, only because he is a Philly killer in his career. So hopefully he has an off day. You never know. I mean, they have hit him before, but we'll see how it goes. But either way, it's opening day. We're going to grill out some hot dogs, have some beers, just relax. It's supposed to be chilly, which kind of puts a damper on things, but that's what happens in Pennsylvania in the spring. So happy opening day, everybody. All right, a couple quick housekeeping things before we get into today's show. Be sure to check out the latest Back to the Future. I posted it last night. I interviewed Mary Beth Freeman, who is one of the best field hockey players and coaches to ever come out of the Philadelphia area. She's just a phenomenal person, just an awesome field hockey player, coach. Like I said, great person. So be sure to check that out. We had a lot of fun with the interview. It is there wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on the YouTube channel. With that being said, we may have some new listeners, and if you are a new listener, welcome. We'd like to have some fun here, and maybe you'll learn something or two, a thing or two, start a debate or two, and just like to keep it light and just have some fun. Sometimes we rant, but that's what we do in Philly. So if you are a new listener, give this a like and subscribe. Every little bit helps out my algorithm. But again, welcome. We are glad to have you. All right, so let's start with today's This Day in Philly Sports History Women's History Month Spotlight. And today we're keeping it in my area. And it's great. Like, as somebody who's new to the area, relatively new, I should say, within the past 3 years or so, it's amazing just how rich and deep the sports history is, specifically the great female athletes that have come out of this area. So today we're spotlighting Kim Gallagher, who is a middle distance runner. She's an Upper Dublin alumni. She grew up in Fort Washington. She holds the national high school record for the 800 meter individual and the 3200 meter relay. She's a PIAA record for the 800, the 1600, and then the relays for the 1600 and the 3200. She's a Penn Relays champion, which the Penn Relays are huge. 12-time PIAA gold medalist. She was the state champion in track and cross country. She's in the Hall of Fame for PA Track and Field, the Penn Relays Hall of Fame. She's part of the inaugural Upper Dublin Sports Hall of Fame. She did go on and have an Olympic career in '84, the Los Angeles Games. She won the silver medal in the 800 meters, and then she got bronze in 1988 in Seoul. Unfortunately for her, after the '88 Games, she was diagnosed with colon cancer, and it definitely put a halt to her career. She did fight and she battled, and she was able to really put it in remission almost, and then it came back in 1994. Unfortunately, she passed away in 1994 at the age of 38. But I mean, her legacy lives on. Just a phenomenal track and field, one of the best middle distance runner ever to come out of Pennsylvania. So shout out to you, Kim Gallagher, for your contributions and for representing Upper Dublin proud. All right, so take a step back here, and Temple has a new coach, and I'm not really sure what to think. And the last time we got our second choice of a coach in Philadelphia, it turned into Doug Peterson winning the Super Bowl. So hopefully there are some things here on the horizon. But the reports came out that Temple was offering it to the position to Charlton Young, who was one of the assistants at Missouri. Apparently, he turned it down due to the instability of the leadership at Temple, which, without going into details, I don't know what the hell is going on there. And I don't know. It's a mess. But the fact that, I mean, obviously it's bigger than sports because of the safety and just the way. I don't know if the president handled a lot of those things the right way. He's like, oh, I'll move on campus because it's safe, and then never did. So I don't know if there was pressure from the board of trustees for him to step down. But this is a sports podcast. I don't want to necessarily get into some of the political stuff. However, they did offer it to Adam Fisher, who, as I was looking through the candidates last week, just preparing for what to say, he was the guy I kind of liked. I like his background. He's young, but he was in Miami, who now is a Final Four team. He was at Penn State, helped turn that program around. Apparently, he's a good recruiter, especially in the Philly area, so that's going to be huge. And I will say, and I saw a couple memes on Twitter, so this is kind of giving us some hope. The last time Penn State guys came into Temple to turn the program around, it was Al Golden and then Matt Rule, and that worked out pretty well. So hopefully we see something similar from Adam Fisher. But welcome, Coach Fisher. I wish you the best. And, I mean, this is a proud basketball-rich history of a school. We're the 5th most winningest franchise in college basketball. So hopefully we can get back on track, turn things around, and I don't know. So, Coach Fisher, I wish you the best of luck, and let's do this. Let's get back to the tournament. All right, quick Sixers update. And I know for the past month and a half I've been saying it's a huge win, but this literally, I said on yesterday's show, this is borderline a must-win game. They came out flat, and I think it was because they were tired from the road trip. Joe and James hadn't played the last game, but they got it together. They won 116-108, 50th win of the season. Joe had 25. Harden had 12 assists. Big win for the standings in the sense that we don't want to drop below that 3rd seed. And we're kind of in that no man's land right now where do we want to push it to try to catch Boston for the 2nd seed, which would be nice because you play one of the play-in games. But then, I don't know, you want to keep everybody healthy. So Doc is definitely going to earn his money over the next couple weeks, and we'll see how it goes. But again, 50th win of the season. I think they were only the 3rd team this year, or 4th team this year to actually win 50 games. So that's good. We need one more win to win our over 50.5 wins bet. So barring a complete catastrophe, it looks like we're good for that bet too. But sticking with the opening day theme, we're going to go back to 2019. And on this date, March 30th, 2019, the Phillies beat the Braves 8-6 in the 2nd game of the season. They actually started off 4-0 that year. But 2019 was Byrce Harper's first year as a Philly. And he went hitless the first game, and he had an intentional walk and a run. They were playing at home to open up the season. But this 2nd game, he went 1 for 3, got his first hit as a Philly, which was a solo home run in the 7th inning, which actually proved to be the difference. It was their 7th run, and they won 8-6. So the crowd went nuts, and I think at that point we kind of realized, all right, we might have something special here. And then throughout the rest of that 2019 season, he had so many big home runs. The one that really sticks out is the Grand Slam, and I forget, it might have been the Braves, whoever they were playing when they were wearing the powder blue uniforms. But little did we know this was planting the seed for what was to come for last year. Unfortunately for the Phils, they got off to that hot start, and then the end of June into July, they started gradually fading. They were kind of floundering. They were in the wild card. They weren't in the wild card, and ultimately they finished 81-81. It was Gabe Kapler's last season, which led to Joe Girardi being hired, which ultimately led to Rob Thompson. So you can ultimately say that Gabe Kapler being fired is what helped them win the World Series. I don't know if that's how the butterfly effect works or not. But on this day in 2019, Phillies beat the Braves 8-6. Bryce Harper got his first hit, a home run. in the 7th inning. Shout out to Kim Gallagher for doing and representing Upper Dublin proud. I wish Coach Fisher the best of luck at Temple. You guys know I've talked a lot about this. Temple basketball is one of my big, obviously the Eagles, but Temple basketball is one of my biggest passions. So if he can turn this around and we can get back into some sort of national, maybe not prominence, but just in the conversation, even in the AAC, it would be great. So I wish him the best. Happy opening day. Go grab a hot dog, grab a Miller Lite. Unfortunately, it's going to be cold, but it's opening day. You know the warm weather's coming. We're defending that National League crown. Go check out Back to the Future. Listen to Mary Beth and just listen to her story and what she has to say. She's, like I said, it was a lot of fun. Amazing person. She had so many great things to say, great takeaways. So I highly suggest go check it out. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History. I'm Jim Montgomery. Go Phils. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.